Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of episode 26. The new year to NLW continues, and there you see the man who had Over the Limit retained his world title against both The Undertaker and Sting. Here tonight in this part, he's going to come out and address the audience, we assume. We don't know what his state of mind is, however he was lucky to get out of Over the Limit unscathed, especially considering The Undertaker and Sting were hot on his trail. But nevertheless, speaking of a title run almost ended, this man, Chris Jericho, Y2J, came inches away from losing the Intercontinental title in a classic 3 Stages of Hell match. It's one that will stand the test of time here in NLW. Chris Benoit went one-on-one with Chris Jericho in the 3 Stages of Hell match. Fall 1 was submissions count anywhere, Benoit won it. Fall 2 was a tables match, Jericho won it, and that led to a brutal ladder match for the third fall, and it was Chris Jericho who pushed Benoit off the 20-foot ladder through 2 tables. It was quite spectacular indeed, but nevertheless, it is Chris Jericho who went out of that arena that night at Over the Limit, still Intercontinental Champion, and now he looks to other challengers, or at least potential challengers. Here comes to the ring the brash, arrogant young star from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Ever since losing to Kurt Angle at Destruction, that was months ago now, he has been trying to find his feet. I mean, he saw a couple weeks ago, he was beaten to hell, almost beaten to brutality by Raven. However, that was a few weeks ago, and it was this past week on Metal, episode 12, it was the Over the Limit pre-show, in fact, where Mr. Anderson turned back the challenge of Sin Cara in a quick and decisive fashion. Can he continue his momentum against Y2J? I'm sure that Chris Jericho will be looking to continue his momentum. These two have been on a roll in the past couple of weeks. Both men aren't particularly liked by the audience. However, if anybody is well liked by the audience, it is Chris Jericho. He's built up a fan base despite the fact he's got his heelish antics, so to speak, as he drives Anderson off of the barricade into the steel steps. This is a non-title matchup, remember. Intercontinental title not on the line here tonight, but Anderson with a corner clothesline, and there's a hard slap, vicious by Y2J, and he's sent into the corner, but Anderson catching out the leg and knocking down Y2J again, and now Anderson's on the top rope, and are we going to see it? It's the Swanton. Here's a cover and a kick out by Chris Jericho. You've got to take into account the size advantage that Anderson has, but it's only by a bit, and you see the power he uses to throw Chris Jericho, literally throw him out of the ring into the steel ring post and outside, and again sending him off of the barricade out there, face first in the net breaker onto the hard concrete floor. There is no give out there whatsoever, and you got to believe that Chris Jericho's body is going to be sore, especially after going through that grueling 3 Stages of Hell match. But it doesn't look like it's shown at the moment. He clobbers Anderson with the elbows to the face, and now Jericho building up momentum. He is going full force against Mr. Anderson here, picks him up, but the power of Anderson reversing him. He goes into the corner, tries to go over him, but instead he's caught out, and there you go. What a power slam reversal by Anderson, and the crowd here in attendance showing no love for Mr. Anderson. Go for the elbow but misses. Might have dislocated his shoulder there, and he's checking that. What a drop kick by Y2J and an elbow to the face. Now can Jericho build some vital momentum? He's pointing to the top rope, and obviously he is in much control at the moment. There's the axe handle from the top, and now what is Y2J thinking as he goes off the ropes, tries for the lion salt, but instead gets the knees up, does Anderson, and now dropping him right on his spine, dropping those legs and those feet, driving into his spine, literally standing on him like a surfboard. And now goes for the clothesline, but there's a bulldog, and now Y2J with a lion salt. This could be it, but Anderson still manages to kick out, and this crowd seems to have gained a lot of respect for Chris Jericho, especially after the showing he produced against Chris Benoit last night at Over the Limit. There's a massive corner boot, and now again Y2J. Surprisingly, these fans are really getting behind him. He's going for the walls of Jericho, but he gets rolled through. And now, oh, and there you see Anderson sending him into the ring post. Here's a roll through and the win. Oh, what an upset. Chris Jericho coming off the biggest win of his career against Chris Benoit in that 3 stages of hell match last night. Unsurprisingly, very surprising, a shock if you will, losing here tonight to Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson has just pinned the Intercontinental title, Intercontinental Champion even, the man who holds the title. He hit him into the steel ring post and we didn't expect him to pick up the victory there, but he did. He did, and rolling him up for the 1-2-3, Mr. Anderson beating the Intercontinental Champion, Chris Jericho. And it's especially surprising considering Anderson, well at least, I don't think the fans even anticipated this. What a victory by Mr. Anderson, and Y2J is scheduled to defend that Intercontinental title next week on our Night of Champions, a Cross the Line special on episode 27, but looks as if Mr. Anderson has come out of nowhere and surprised the world. He's got a major victory here tonight, pinning the Intercontinental Champion.
Right, this is beginning to confuse me. Now I've got a line long enough to curl around the arena, it seems. All I need now is calm. I need to get my head around this. So, you two barge into my office and demand a rematch against each other. Truth, you want to inflict more pain upon Kofi, and Kofi, you want to defeat R-Truth after R-Truth defeated you at Over the Limit last night. And both of you want championship matches. Now, there's you, AJ, at the back there, who demands a rematch with Kurt Angle here tonight. Well, unfortunately, AJ, that isn't going to happen because Kurt Angle is not here tonight. He's going to be here next week, but unfortunately, you cannot face him here tonight. And I saw what you did to CM Punk last night. He was an innocent bystander and you had no right to hit him in the head with your briefcase. And you are also demanding to face CM Punk as well as Kurt Angle. But there's you behind me and you three in front. Look, all I need to know is this. Basically, you guys want title matches and feuds. You want to settle them, correct? God, this is so confusing. Anyway, tonight there is going to be a fatal 4-way match where the winner will go on and face the Intercontinental Champion Chris Jericho next week on our episode 27 special. Because our championships are on the line, the winner of later tonight, there's going to be a fatal 4-way. It's going to be Kofi Kingston versus R-Truth versus AJ Styles versus CM Punk.
Oh my!
That sorts your problems.
What a matchup made for tonight. Number 1 contenders match, Punk, Styles, Kofi and Truth. Who's going to be number 1 contender for the Intercontinental title next week? Better yet, who's going to be number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship? Who is this man going to defend this title against next week? Are we going to get an answer right now? This is the man who last night at Over the Limit in the main event retained his World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat matchup against both Sting and The Undertaker. It looked as if Sting was going to win it. He hit the Scorpion Death Drop on The Undertaker and looked as if he was going to finally put away the dead man. However, Triple H sneaking in at the last minute and pulling him out of the ring and then getting a cheap victory. However, it was a victory nevertheless. It was well within the rules, but that does not convince his critics. Triple H has won the world title, but for how long will he hold on to it? He's got to defend it next week. We know that all championships will be on the line next week. Of course, and there you see, Sting's got his fans here tonight, so does The Undertaker. But many of these fans feel that Sting should still
This is tough business.
should have won.
I was taught real early, all the way back to Killer Kowalski. You can either make friends or you can make money. I've always pretty much lived by that credo in this business. But I considered myself a lucky one, you know? Because not only did I make money and have success in the business, I also had my share of friends in this business. Guys that I thought I could count on, you know, when the lights went out and the cameras went off, and we left the arena that I thought would always be a part of my life. True friends. Shawn Michaels.
Who is still on the shelf because of Triple H.
Things changed. Money became more important. Position, power became more important. I thought I still had friends, but then it turned out that as I got in a position of power, those friends really, some of them were just there for a reason. Business, money, power, all seemed to change, you know. Hey, but he came to the ring last night and tried to break my damn neck. I want to take that out. I know you're here.
He's calling out Sting and The Undertaker, you'd think. Is this wise?
Don't tell me that you're not in this building. I know you're here. If the last 20 years have meant anything, get your ass in this ring. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't think this is wise at all.
I don't
Calling out
want to think
Undertaker and
about
Sting.
it. No discussions. You and me, man to man. I am going to kick your ass.
Well, Triple H, I think it was lucky for him. Why the hell would he call out Undertaker and Sting? He beat them last night, but only a little bit, and still, now we got the commissioner out here. What's he got to say?
You know damn well that the only reason your friends have been alienating you is down to one man, and that's you, Triple H. You see, you like to blame other people for your mistakes, and that is why you have been beaten up several times in the past couple months by angry enemies of yours, including Shawn Michaels.
Always gets a
who
cheer.
You and you alone put out on the shelf. He didn't change, you changed. You were the one who wanted the money and the business and the power, and that's why you're the World Heavyweight Champion right now, because you backstab people. And speaking of backstabbing people, what a victory last night. I can't complain, because what you did last night was well within the rules, no matter how underhanded it was. Despite the fact that Sting was going to win the World Championship, you were this close. You were this close to losing your World Heavyweight Championship last night, but you were damn lucky that you didn't. Nevertheless, Sting is not the World Champion here tonight. Undertaker is not the World Champion here tonight. You are. And I got to applaud you for standing up for yourself and successfully retaining the championship in that triple threat matchup at Over the Limit last night. Well done. But you might not want to celebrate too much just yet. You see, next week, as everybody knows, it's the Cross the Line NLW special for episode 27. It's going to be a night of champions. Every championship is going to be on the line. The new X Division Championship, the Intercontinental title, the Hardcore title, Tag Team titles, and, of course, your World Heavyweight Championship, Triple H. And I promised these fans a huge matchup, and I'm going to give it to them. I don't think that Sting and The Undertaker have done with you. I don't think we saw what they could possibly do in the confines of a cage, let's say.
Oh, nah. Oh, no
so
way.
Next week on our episode 27 Cross the Line special, we're going to have an Over the Limit rematch. It's going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H, you're going to put your title on the line against not only Sting, but also The Undertaker in a triple threat matchup.
Huge match made.
And as I promised, it will take place inside the 3-tiered triple cage.
And it's just been made bigger.
There is nowhere for you to run this time. You're going to have to earn your respect. There are no lucky wins in this cage. You have to climb through all three and get to the championship hanging above the ceiling.
Huge matchup. Triple
So-
cage.
Do we have an understanding?
The triple cage match set for next week.
We definitely have an understanding.
Oh, you son of a... That bastard Triple H. What the hell's he doing attacking the commissioner?
Who the hell do you think you are? Your punk ass is going into that steel cage, and I hope that they both rip you to shreds.
He's pushed him over the edge.
I'm not even gonna wait. I'm not even gonna wait. You know that I don't lose my temper often, but you have pushed me over the edge. You wanna laugh, you wanna grin. Tonight, you're gonna be in the main event. It's gonna be a handicap match tonight. It's gonna be The Undertaker and Sting against you.
Oh my God.
On one. How the hell do you like that? And by the way, yeah, good luck in the cage next week.
Well, Triple H got way more than he bargained for here tonight. He was in the ring bragging about his victory and how he'd taken out so many names in the past, but the commissioners made the match up for next week. Episode 27 crossed the line. A new era is going to begin. It's going to be 3 tiers of cage. 3 cages stacked on one another. Triple threat matchup for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H versus The Undertaker versus Sting, and that's next week. But what a match is made here tonight. 2-on-1 handicap match. Triple H going up against both The Undertaker and Sting.
January 24th, episode 27. Experience an event like no other. It's No Limits Wrestling. Cross the line. All championships will be defended in a night of champions, including a brand new championship. All the superstars, all of the drama, all of the excitement of No Limits Wrestling. Debuts, returns, action-packed and more. Plus, for the World Heavyweight Championship will be defended for the first time ever inside a 3-tiered triple cage showdown. A new era will begin. The question is, are you prepared to cross the line?
Can you believe the audacity of Triple H, not only to insult the commissioner but to shove him to the floor? He's going to get what he deserves later on tonight in that handicap match, and of course that huge matchup made for next week. It's for the world title. Triple cage, 3 tiers of cage stacked on one another. It's for the world title next week. Triple H, Undertaker and Sting, and of course the handicap matchup. Triple H going up against Sting and The Undertaker 2-on-1 live here tonight. But right now, there you see the Jamaican sensation, Kofi Kingston in the ring. We're about to have ourselves a fatal 4-way match, and listen to the reaction. Listen to the reaction that this man's getting. AJ Styles, a much more mixed reaction than we're used to. And this is because last night at Over the Limit, AJ Styles, he went one-on-one with Kurt Angle and so very nearly became the first man to pin him. However, AJ Styles was rolled up by Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle got the victory. Kurt Angle's not here tonight, but he's going to be here next week, and you saw earlier tonight the way that AJ Styles demanded to have a rematch with Kurt Angle here tonight, but he's going to have to settle for this instead. A fatal 4-way number 1 contenders match, where the winner will face Intercontinental Champion Chris Jericho next week for the championship. And here we go, here's the man who last night Over the Limit defeated Kofi Kingston, his former tag team partner and former friend. Putting to bed that rivalry. However, Kofi Kingston wanted a rematch, but he's going to get the next best thing. He's got R-Truth here in a matchup. So there you see Truth, Kofi and AJ Styles, and that leaves one man, and one man only, to enter the fray. The man who's only recently come back from a concussion. He shouldn't have even competed last week. He went one-on-one with Kurt Angle and lost. However, there were concerns about his health back then. There are still concerns about his health, especially after rumours circulated that his concussion was exacerbated by the briefcase shot delivered by AJ Styles last night. You probably saw at the start of the program how AJ Styles used his Money in the Bank briefcase, and after losing to Kurt Angle in a fit of frustration, hitting it across the head and skull of CM Punk in frustration last night over the limit because of his loss. CM Punk did not deserve that. He was an innocent bystander. However, we know in the past couple of weeks the tension has boiled over, and this is the first time that these two are going to be able to face each other in a matchup. AJ Styles and CM Punk going after each other in this Fatal 4-Way number one contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship is underway. The winner of this Fatal 4-Way matchup is going to go on next week on the Night of Champions Cross the Line special and face Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, Jericho's not had the best of nights, as we saw earlier on in this part. He got pinned by Mr. Anderson, so Anderson's going to be arguing that he should be number one contender and not one of these four, but of course these four have all intertwined in some way. You know that Truth and Kofi have still got bad blood that needs to be settled, and of course it's been mentioned that CM Punk wants to get his hands on AJ Styles and vice versa. But at the moment he's got an armbar on R-Truth, but Styles is on the outside and a drop kick by CM Punk, taking out AJ. And now this looks dangerous. High risk, but no reward. Crashing and burning, CM Punk comes colliding with the mat, and there is no give whatsoever on that concrete. And there you see Kofi trying to roll up R-Truth, but R-Truth with a vicious kick to his stomach. Last night R-Truth hit the lie detector and defeated Kofi Kingston. And there you see AJ taunting CM Punk on the outside. We'll take a look at this again. Look at the height that CM Punk got. He aimed for a crossbody, however crashed and burned instead, and to no avail with that move that time. R-Truth and Kofi are the only two men in the ring. Kicking him in the face to Kofi, but he's dragged away by AJ Styles, and he's trying to go for a punch but gets stunned out of his misery, and he's back outside the ring again. These four bring a very high-faced, high-pace, fast arsenal to the table, and AJ Styles is backing. Kofi's out of the ring at the moment, and two bad guys, so to speak, going up against each other, which has been well documented. And there you see what a kick by CM Punk in the roundhouse, delivering off the skull, but R-Truth kicking out. We know that CM Punk and AJ Styles have not got along in the past couple of weeks, and there you see Hurricanrana by AJ Styles and a drop kick by Kofi Kingston. AJ Styles has been mad at everyone because of, as of late. In fact, he's had a recent attitude problem that he's tried to solve, but it looks as if he's going to take his frustrations out now. The Styles Clash, and oh, so close. Styles Clash almost did it. However, AJ Styles, the pinfall was broken up by R-Truth, and saving the matchup did R-Truth, and now clubbering him in the back of the skull did CM Punk. All four of these men want championship gold, and will they get it next week? One of these men is going to go on and face Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship next week. Which one will it be? Looks as if it might be AJ Styles at the moment. CM Punk is being hung up, and it doesn't look good for him, but now R-Truth leaping at him. What leaping ability by R-Truth, but CM Punk has him held, and the German suplex sitting up on the strength of Punk, and again in the trio O, and delivers a belly to the back suplex from the top rope to AJ Styles. Kofi Kingston's the only man on his feet, and he's going to take advantage of that with the boom drop. AJ Styles is out on the floor and now going for a flurry of punches and a DDT to R-Truth. Kofi Kingston has everyone in a great position. The SOS does not do it. CM Punk kicks out. Now Kofi Kingston tried to catch him out again, and the springboard moonsault didn't do it either. Probably winded himself that time in the super kick by AJ. Very fast paced. R-Truth throwing AJ Styles away for the minute, and there's the lie detector. Lie detector by R-Truth. But now AJ gonna steal the win, is he? But no, he's picked up. GTS, go to sleep by CM Punk. Here's a cover and the victory. CM Punk, in all of the chaos, picking up the victory. All four men looked as if they were going to win it at many different points. However, CM Punk taking advantage of the commotion and pinning AJ Styles, and that sends a major message not only to Chris Jericho, our Intercontinental Champion, who CM Punk is going to face next week, but also AJ Styles himself. Styles is having a terrible week. Well, we'll take a look at the replay. Truth hit the lie detector. Styles tried to steal the victory. However, the pin got broken up. CM Punk picking up AJ Styles and hitting the GTS for the win. Truth and Kofi settled some bad blood last night. However, tonight, neither was victorious. The man who is going to go on and face Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental title on episode 27 Cross the Line special is CM Punk. AJ Styles, Mr. Money in the Bank, he is still not happy. But CM Punk at least getting some vengeance after being hit in the head with that briefcase and over the limit. CM Punk, it's going to be Punk versus Jericho next week, and AJ Styles is livid. Nevertheless, still to come tonight, a handicap matchup made by the commissioner. He was taking no guff from Triple H, not even one-on-one. He's going two-on-one against Sting and The Undertaker in a handicap match. That main event is next.